Hey, it's almost Valentine's Day. Crazy how time flies when you're stranded in a cabin in the middle of nowhere. How do we get from California to the Swiss Alps in a car anyway?
Oh shit, I still don't have any plans figured out. Assuming we're out of here by then, I mean.
You've seen one VD, you've seen them all. Valentine's Day? I meant Valentine's Day, of course.
Yeah, sure.
What about you, Sam? Any plans?
No, I mean, not since the incident.
What incident?
Oh, nothing. My friends just tormented this kid at our Valentine's dance until he went crazy and vowed revenge.
Why didn't you ever tell us about that?
What? It was a long time ago. Stuff like that doesn't matter when you become an adult.
Okay.
Welcome to another episode of Strangers in the Alps, a slasher podcast. I'm DWD.
I'm TR.
I'm SJ.
And I'm FB.
Facebook.
So even though we are stuck in this cabin, what have you guys been up to?
How's this week been? What have you been up to in your corners of the cabin?
I watched Knock at the Cabin.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
My husband saw it today too.
Why did you do that? Do you like M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong?
He's a
He's a piece of work. Those movies, outside of, well, I want to hear about it. Outside of Sixth Sense and maybe parts of, what's the one, Mel Gibson?
Parts and Rec.
Unbreakable.
Signs?
No, Signs.
Signs.
Parts of Signs is okay, but oh my gosh.
So, yeah, I feel like I had a theory where, like, he had ups and downs because Glass was great. No, Split was great. Glass was fine. And then it was old. Was horrible. So I thought, okay, maybe this one's good. No.
I
did not like?
No, it was like, it could have been great.
But
Really.
is it another movie where there's a secret and it all gets revealed at the end? Is he still doing
The
that?
Village? Oh, well, I mean,
The
He
every,
did it in every
Signs.
movie.
yeah, that's
I
I mean,
like-
Sixth Sense is brilliant, but
I
you can't
couldn't-
watch it more than once.
Well, and
I can't say that it's outright horrible because there's something there and it could work. But his writing, it declined.
I heard
It
Dave
just- it's
Bautista, though. I heard Dave Bautista did a good job in this one.
He's fine.
Okay.
I like him,
really like him
whatever.
as an actor.
Yeah, I think he's. I think he's been cast well. I think he's done
Yeah.
a good job with what he's done.
I think out of the wrestlers turned actors, he's definitely one of the better ones.
Oh come
Yeah.
on, you gotta like The Rock. He's
The
a good
Rock-
guy.
okay,
He's a good
The
guy.
Rock-
The Rock's charismatic,
No,
but his range is not that
but
high.
here's the thing with the range, and I got a theory.
A to B.
Well, here's my theory on that. Okay, when you have someone like The Rock was a wrestler, right? So the wrestlers, when they
Loosely termed.
entertain, they feed energy. They feed energy off of each other, right? So I feel like sometimes with The Rock, if he has a really good co-star and they can like feed
Vin
off
Diesel.
each other, he does a good job. I feel like he can get energy, but I feel like other times he just falls flat.
Did you happen to see during pandemic Jungle Cruise?
See, that's an example of one where it didn't work.
Okay, so that no one's better.
No, Kevin.
No one's better than Emily Blunt.
Yeah, she's
Flat
great.
Out,
Yeah.
no one's better.
Yeah.
That movie, that was during pandemic, so Molly, my daughter Molly, and we popped the $29.99 on whatever it was on
Disney
Disney.
Plus.
I think it was Disney, yeah, and we watched it. I mean, within 15 minutes, both of us went, "Wow, we just lost $29.99."
But
I mean, that movie was awful.
He was also in Jumanji, wasn't he?
I
Yeah.
loved him
But
in
that
Jumanji.
one
was
was
good in
great.
Jumanji.
I
But
love
again,
that one. I was surprised by
it
that
was
one.
surrounded by a lot of really fun,
That he can work
dynamic
off of.
personalities, and so he wasn't really. He was The Rock. They gave him just enough to do
Yeah.
comedically where it was fun, but the people around him were
carried
really,
the
that's what I'm saying.
really
It's
good.
not-
I like that. I think the first one is such a fun
Yeah.
movie.
It's
Yeah.
that inner wrestler in him.
Yeah, but he was a football player. He became a wrestler as an entertainment thing.
How did
I'm
this
sorry.
become
He was a
about The
college-
Rock?
he was a college football player.
Dan
Dave,
actually,
you
Dan
did this.
Yeah, Dan actually read his
Dave.
life story. Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? He read the book, I
Anyway,
guess.
Frank,
so-
what did you do?
But okay, never mind. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you
I was
gonna
just going to say, so you would score that movie just a
would give-
1 out of 5. Is it a 2?
How
I
many
would give it
wrestlers?
1.99.
It's not going to be
Yeah.
on my list of things to see.
Ooh, I know.
So what, Frank? What you been up to? What you been up to, Frank?
Oh, I
If
finally.
you can be frank.
That's me laughing at that joke.
Wow.
We put up the laugh sign and nobody laughed.
I finally got my Last of Us Part 2 vinyl in and listened to it. It sounds fucking great.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love that you gave us that cut,
Oh, yeah.
and I got to tell you, that is a rockin' version of that song.
Right?
It was so great. Have you guys listened to it?
I have not, no.
Oh man,
I don't get good. I don't get
it
good
made-
Wi-Fi in this cabin.
You can send me any other cuts you want to, because
That-
that
yeah.
was great.
They also do a cover of Wayfaring Stranger, which
Do
is
it.
great.
Send it to me.
Do you have your record player attached to like speakers?
Yeah, I have it attached to my home theater system.
Is it on Spotify, by the way? I hate to ask, but
What the? Oh, yeah, that
the
one.
that cut you sent me.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure. I know it's on Apple Music for sure, but it should be on Spotify too. I'll look
Because
for it. and send
I'm
it to you.
in. I'm
But
into it.
did that. I almost got Dead Space, the remake.
Is it already out?
I didn't know it was
Yeah, yeah.
out.
Oh,
I
okay.
had no idea.
When did it come out?
I think it came out last Friday.
Oh, crap.
But I went looking for it just randomly. I was like, hey, I'll just pick it up.
Yeah.
You know, it was sold out everywhere.
Oh, damn. Travis, you're supposed to buy it.
Damn it.
That was your ill, David.
Hey, Travis.
Because
Oh,
what's funny about that?
David.
Look at the shirt I'm wearing.
Look, who's looking?
Nobody
I'm
can
talking
see
to
this,
you
Travis.
two.
Oh, okay.
No one can see the
Dan,
crows
Dan.
have eyes.
The
Crowing
crowing.
3.
Filmed by Blair.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah. Starring
see,
Moira Rose.
See, I was gonna say you two can explain to the listeners at home.
So the first episode. No, it's from Schitt's
Schitt's
Creek.
Creek, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I love Schitt's Creek.
Yeah, do
well,
you remember
apparently
that?
not enough because you don't know.
I have no idea what that is.
It's the
Remember-
movie that Moira did like towards the later.
Oh,
With the,
that's
yeah.
so cool that you
should-
bought the
yeah.
T-shirt.
I got it at Nordstrom Rack for $9.
I'm gonna tell you what I've been up to, and we're gonna close out with. Do we already know
It's
what you've
fine.
been up to?
You
It's
already know
fine.
what I've
He's
been up
Okay,
to.
let me do, because I have a couple things I think
Nice.
fun things. I know Sam and I guess it must have been on our Satellite 12 texting, but if you haven't seen, Pedro Pascal was the host of Saturday Night Live last
Ooh,
week, and
yes,
if you didn't get a chance to see it, I'm sure you guys don't watch Saturday Night Live, which I understand. I watch it because it's on when I'm going to bed on a Saturday night. To me, it's like it's been my friend for so many years through better and worse, mostly worse. But he was great. And don't even, if you just would just watch one thing, just YouTube the Latina Mama sketch.
That
It
was
is
so funny.
Not only is it hilarious, it is freaky.
The way he just like folded the
Oh
bag,
my
he
gosh.
threw away the vegan sliders. He's like, I'll just keep the bag. And I'm like, my mom does that. We have a lot of plastic bags from freaking Panda Express. So it's just
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like,
Are they underneath your sink?
Oh,
they're actually above my washer.
it.
And some are underneath.
You
At
have
Jennifer's
to,
house,
but do yourselves a favor if you want to just track the different sketches. He did a lot that were funny, but that one you have to watch.
They did
He's
they
in
did a-
drag.
I really
guys,
dug the
playing a
Mario
mom.
Kart.
They
That's
did
the
a
only one
Mario
I've seen.
Kart
That's the
one
one you
is the
saw.
one
That
I
was
Mario
love.
funny.
Kart is also very funny. He's well worth.
Yeah.
It was a great
He's got range
guest.
for
Any
sure.
price
Oh my
of
God.
admission.
He's so
He's what?
funny,
Well worth any price of admission.
and he's.
I would pay upward, you know.
That's the name of Dan's
I gotta
sixth book.
tell you, Hanley's sketch comedy is an art in itself. And
Yeah.
he did it like he's a comedic actor. It was very impressive.
Even with him breaking it, I love when people break
Oh,
on SNL. It's just so
that
funny.
was- the
but the
whole
very
restaurant
last skit,
scene?
yes, that was so
Unless
funny.
you're
That's
Jim-
a dump,
unless you're
right?
Jimmy
the,
Fallon.
The last scene, anything after the news on Saturday Night Live, if you don't already know,
Yeah.
that's a dumping ground. That's where all the new
Yeah.
writers, the sketches not sure about, that's where they put them. This was the last sketch, and it was, I won't go through the whole premise, but it's like an Italian restaurant. He's the waiter, and there's like these 4 women are eating
Oh
there.
no, some of the very, very, very last one.
Wasn't that the one?
No, because that one, yes, but there's also the last one where the sister was trying to cut the steak,
Oh,
and it was extra well done.
Oh yes.
But yeah, that one's good too.
Okay.
See,
But anyway, I don't want to explain it all. Just watch. It's good stuff.
The only person who I can't stand when they break character too much, Jimmy Fallon.
I think
Oh,
nobody
you
can
and I-
Always
stand.
breaking
you and I
character.
That's the
about-
thing.
his
I don't
character
like
on
it.
the
I
show.
like it.
His whole talk show is him just giggling and
That's
laughing
true.
and just
Well,
loving everything so
Dan,
much.
you can
Never had
agree.
me on.
You can agree with me on this one. I forget which actor. Oh, I think it was. No, not Florence Pugh. It was someone that was
Did you
on
say pew?
Florence.
Or pube.
No, I didn't say Pugh.
Forest pubes.
Did you
No, I was
say
get-
pube?
I said Pugh.
Pew. Pew. Pew.
Okay, so there was an actress on there, and it was it was on Jimmy Fallon. You know how Jimmy Fallon is notorious for cutting people off.
Oh,
the
it
actress-
was Dakota Johnson.
Dakota Johnson was like, "So, aren't you supposed to let me talk, or are you
Like,
gonna let
aren't
me
you?
talk?"
No. She was like, "Aren't you supposed to let anybody talk in the show?"
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of...
I love Dakota Johnson's
Yeah.
that moment where she like confronted Ellen on her
Oh
show
my gosh,
about
it's like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Ellen.
no, I invited
invited
you. You just didn't go. You fucking
Yeah,
bitch.
that started the whole Ellen downfall.
Okay, can I just say, I used to be an Uber driver, and I used to pick up people that worked on the Ellen show years ago. I heard all the
Oh,
stories
really?
about Ellen back then, and I would tell people, hey, I picked up this PA from this thing. They told me this stuff, and people would be like, no, she's so nice. This whole time I've known.
No, Frank,
wow,
Frank,
wow.
I got a story. When I was a little kid, I didn't know DeGeneres was her last name, so I thought it was Ellen the Generous, and I just thought it was a nickname that people gave her.
Like a magician.
Yeah, I was like, oh, because it was the show. I was like, oh, Ellen the Generous.
It's Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then I was like, oh, it's DeGeneres.
We need to have a podcast separately for your Uber experience.
But
Were you
no.
kicked in the head as a child?
You still kicked in the head. What are you talking about?
So, Travis, how was your
hang on.
weekend?
Before we go to your weekend, I have something I want to say, and so lead into you. I owe you an apology.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, this is new. Highlight this section, please.
I owe you an on-air apology. I was listening to one of our podcasts. I think it might be Scream. I got a little snarky with you. If you listen to it, you'll hear my voice. Like I was trying to say something, he kept cutting me off, and I finally said, "Are you gonna just do this?" And then, which I was kind of serious but half kidding. But then his response was, "I'm sorry."
To me, it was
And
very.
it was so hurtful. It hurt I felt so bad.
I lived that scene in Black Dynamite.
So I
Frank
want to
knows the scene.
apologize.
He's still, it's not worth it.
I'm not going to withdraw my apology, but I'm this close to withdraw. I want to apologize.
That's the name of your seventh book.
Travis, I swear to God.
I'm doing this on purpose. Sorry,
No,
Dan.
you're not.
Thank you, Dan.
And
That is-
I baked you a lasagna, which I'm not going to let you have a piece of.
Oh, I already. Dan, that lasagna that you left in our single
Oh my
fridge,
God.
our single small fridge, I already started eating it. You'll see my bite marks
Okay.
in there. And I left my fork in there. I left my fork in your lasagna.
I'm done. So, Travis,
that's
what-
the name of your
No,
eighth book.
no. You know what? He's
What
No, you don't get to ask. We'll move on. So
No,
what
mine's
movie are we
quick.
doing?
Mine's quick.
Are you sure?
Yes.
That's what she said.
The name of his first sex tape?
That's what she said.
No,
No,
that was
that's
quick.
quick.
That was quick. That was quick.
So, anyways, my weekend was because I got so inspired by the Last of Us TV show, I started playing The Last of Us, and that's my weekend. I got up to where we got up to in the show. I got up to Billstown,
Nice.
and that's it.
There were 3 days in the weekend.
Wow. It really is The Last of Us now. Well, I did other things, I don't want to talk about
You
on
did
air.
stuff.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. No, it was just like I went to Target and I didn't miss.
Wait a minute.
I just went to grocery
Oh,
shopping.
I get it. He
I
went
went
to
grocery
Target.
shopping.
Bum-bum.
It's not very exciting. Some weekends you just kind of chillax a little bit. You take it easy.
What
All
other
right.
weekends? What do you do? Watch movies. How is that riveting?
What?
I heard that too. I heard that too.
Did I said movies.
Oh, movies. I thought
said
you
movies?
No, I thought you said movies.
He watches boobies?
That's what I heard.
Wait, what did you hear me say?
Anyways.
Boobies.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, well,
No, what? That's. I mean, I was playing a little bit of Resident Evil. You know.
no, another game.
No, I mean, I don't play games too much. Like,
What you did this weekend is becoming less interesting by every word that comes
I'm
out
just
of your
trying
mouth.
to. I thought we were all just friends talking about what we did, and now I'm.
Dan, can I have
Make it
some of that
seem like-
lasagna?
You
Yeah,
make me.
let me heat you up some. I'll give him.
I
get on
think
my
You make
break.
me seem
poisoned
like
it.
some kind of lonely bastard over here.
A lonely guy. Okay, this is good. So,
That was
All
the
right.
name of my second book.
can somebody wrap this up now?
That was the name of your fifth book.
We're done. We're done. We're done.
We're done. Thank you. Let's talk about Valentine. This week we watched Valentine. Got a log line there, Travis?
Hold on, let me find the VHS tape here. Let me look around.
We're never ready.
No, that's Men in Black. Let's see. Okay. Valentine, 2001. 5 women are stalked by an unknown assailant while preparing for Valentine's Day. That's it.
that again?
Yeah.
5 women.
It's not 5 women. It's
5
women.
women.
You said woman.
Oh, I didn't. I can't read.
5 woman.
No.
5 women
five
stuck
cream.
in the Alps.
5 cream.
Ew.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Okay.
Okay,
One more
5
time.
Okay. 5 women. No, now I can't say it. Hold on. 5 women.
5 women
5 women.
get stuck in the Alps.
No, 5 women are stalked by an unknown assailant while preparing for Valentine's Day. That's it.
Simple.
And I think that kind of is it. So let's go.
are we gonna do?
I
Perfect.
would like to just start out by saying it is a slasher movie. By definition, it is a slasher movie.
Huh?
It
is a movie.
It certainly follows all the tropes, I thought, very well. But it's a terrible title for a slasher movie. I'm just going to start there.
I don't know.
It should be called like Valentine Slay.
Or something
Or
maybe
something
like
that says it's going to be bloody and gruesome. Valentine sounds like a Gary Marshall movie. And wasn't it a Gary Marshall movie, Valentine's Day?
Well, it's
Probably.
funny you say Bloody and Valentine because there is a film called
My Bloody Valentine.
which is why
Yes,
everyone,
we all know that.
Well, that's the thing too. It's because it was kind of funny every time, like because like you said, Valentine does not sound like a horror movie. Not a lot of people have heard of this one. I hadn't, I think, until Frank said we were going to cover it. But my thing too, I was like telling people like, oh, so what episode? What are you watching? What are you going to do? I was like, Valentine. They're like, don't you mean My Bloody Valentine? And I was like, no, Valentine.
Just Valentine.
Let's
That's
go.
it.
Let's
Just
go into
Valentine.
our initial
Well,
thoughts.
Let's
then.
go into
Well,
our, what
before
we
we
thought.
do that,
Yeah.
I think
Oh.
it's funny that you mentioned that because this
It
movie
wasn't the original title.
It was and it wasn't. And here's the thing. So it's based off a book by Tom Savage.
Yeah.
Called
Oh, yeah.
Valentine. But here's the thing. The producer of the movie loved the title, but didn't give a shit about the rest of the book. So he optioned the rights to the book only for the title. So
Wait,
none
so-
of this movie's actually based on that
It
book.
was just so. This movie is based on a title.
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm pretty
goodness.
sure Valentine, you can get away. It's not like, oh yeah, Sam, I really like this book called A Series of Unfortunate Events. No, I like the title, so I'm going to do it. It's like, Valentine, that's fine. It's a generic term you can throw around.
Before we get
Exactly.
into our initial thoughts, didn't you want to ask us something?
Oh yeah, so as we all know, the opening of the film with the middle school, with the dance and everything. Did any of you ever
Actually, wait, hold on. Explain the opening.
So what the opening is it's they're in middle school, right? I think like 6th grade. It's all the characters in the film, all the leads, they're all out of school dance in the 6th grade, and there's this nerdy kid that wants to just dance. So
Jeremy.
so he goes up to a bunch of girls and it's like, will you dance? And they all laugh at him straight in his face. They say no, very, very mean things. And then
I would too.
Are you doing the summary?
no, and
No,
then
we're
he
just setting
I'm
up the
I'm
stuff
setting
in
up
the
the
beginning.
opening.
Because this.
So basically, he has a bad time, and then this girl says yes, and they end up kissing, and then she lies because some boys come over, so she lies and says, "Oh, he attacked me And
then they kind of beat him up.
yeah, they beat him up. Did anything crazy
He
ever
got
happen?
carried. Oh,
Did anything crazy ever happen? Like any school stories,
urban legends. you
urban
said?
legends growing up, or just
Well, an urban legend, that's something that happened to somebody else. That's a story you pass on. You're asking if something we participate in. Urban legend is not you.
Either or. Like you mean like, oh well, I
Have
heard
you heard of an urban legend through your
at
school?
your school, like every
For
school.
me, yes. I was when I was in Thailand. I was in a private school, and the story was that our third floor restroom had a girl that hung herself in there. So if you go in there, turn off the lights, and it was kind of like Bloody
What's her
Mary,
name? Mary.
but in Thai. If you say it 3 times, the lights will go off, and then you'll see her hung behind you.
We had that same story.
I was
of
going to
mine,
say,
too.
that's a camp story.
Yeah,
I've
so-
heard that all my life.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, that was
Yeah,
a camp
yeah.
story.
So I was like, oh crap! So I never went to the restroom on 3rd floor, and if I did, I went with someone, and then they would always try to say the name, and then I would always run out.
Yeah, because
It's funny that you say that because in West Hollywood there's a similar story.
No.
about
And you know the name was Mary.
well, no, because
Hamburger Mary?
Hamburger Mary. Yeah, because no, I remember at well, this isn't even what I was gonna tell. At my elementary school too, they had like a garden, and I don't know. Someone said like the garden was haunted at like nighttime, and like a portal will open up and you get like sucked
Community?
in. I don't know.
This is in community?
No, but no. I mean, with my school or Frank or Dan, do you have anything?
Well, with my school, it was like around the time that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake came out. There was that whole thing about
Even darker.
Yeah, I know somebody who worked in
Middle
the
school
in the
school
hospital or no that worked in the prison where they keep Leatherface and this and that. Like it was just stupid stuff like that. I don't remember any kind of serious. Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, there was a time where all these girls ran out of the bathroom and they said that somebody's head had been cut off and that it was floating in the bathroom. And like everyone in the like schoolyard treated it as like fact. And we were all like, what the fuck is going on?
Even like the faculty?
Well, I mean,
okay.
obviously, because they saw like girls like running out. But I mean, just off the top of my head, I don't think anything happened. I don't remember.
Oh, you don't
anything.
think there was a person's head floating in the toilet in the girls' bathroom in your school?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Or if it did happen, my mind has done a very good job of keeping that memory suppressed because I don't remember it.
You've reinvented that
How about
history.
you got anything, Dan?
I don't have anything like that. There was a middle school dance when I was in like 7th grade or 6th or 7th grade. Do you want to interrupt me? Go ahead.
I'm not. I was just stretching.
I think he was going to say, did Jesus go?
No, I wasn't going to say that. I just kind of made a sound when I stretched. Sorry, go on.
So there was a dance when I was like in 6th or 7th grade, and I really did not want to go. And my parents said, no, you have to go because everybody's going. And I really, really did not want to go. And so I literally forced myself to throw up that morning at school, stayed home, and did not have to go. I took the thermometer and rubbed it on the sheet really fast to get my temperature up to about 100 degrees. And and I did not go to that dance.
Wow.
So if I would have gone, I probably would have ended up like the poor guy who went to the dance and then ended up probably, becoming Cupid face and killing everybody.
Is it today Valentine's Day?
So let's do a summary of the plot. Wow, really simple.
I think Sam is perfectly equipped.
Travis did.
Travis
Travis did half of it already. You got the setup. Go ahead, Sam. We set
the
up at the
hell?
middle school dance. What's his name? Does
Jeremy.
anybody
JM.
remember his name?
Jeremy.
JM.
It's Jeremy
So,
something.
You fast forward 20 plus years now. All
After
of the
JM, who
Yeah.
did not get to dance with any of these 4 girls that he asked.
5
wasn't
women.
it? No,
5 women.
Didn't they?
5 women.
Didn't they
The
say it
one
was like
wo- the-
13 years later?
I don't know, dude.
They're like
It
they're
doesn't
like
really matter.
They're
It's
like
Because
a
it's
sad
like
story.
bad luck. It's 13.
All right, it's just plus years later, all the 5 women had grown up, and then they're best of friends, and suddenly this killer is now taking them out one by one.
Can we call him Cupid Face?
Cupid Face
Yes.
is now
Just to stay
taking
in with
them.
the Scream idea. He's Cupid Face,
Cupid
as
Face.
opposed to
Yeah.
Ghost Face.
So the Cupid Face is taking them out one by one, and now they're trying to figure out who Cupid Face is, and a very disgusting detective.
Are they
Vaughn.
really? Are they really trying to figure it out?
They're
But
just
no,
living-
let's do our pre thoughts
Yes, let's
first.
do our
Then we can
pre-thoughts.
dive in to that empty swimming pool head first.
Dan, kick it off. Kick it off.
Like almost all of these movies that I watch for this podcast, I don't read anything. I got to tell you, when Travis first told me I never read reviews, I thought, this is crazy because you're going to see things that are really bad that you could have avoided. But I 100% follow the Travis way. I don't read anything. So I watched the movie without knowing really even what it was about, except thinking, what a dumb title for a slasher movie. It's really a dumb title. So that was but I thought, it's going to be probably bloody. It's probably going to be a lot of jump scares. It's probably going to be, hopefully it'll be a little scary. That's what I was hoping for. But that's it. I got plenty to talk about. Go ahead.
I'll start that with saying, now my new phrase is a little behind the scenes story. Every time we say, hey, what movie are we doing next week? And then we'll tell Dan. Dan will be like, I've never heard of that one. And I'll always be like, that's a good thing.
That's true.
I was like, I never said it was a good movie. I'm just saying that's good. You don't know. But I told that story because I have no initial thoughts. Because I had never heard of this one,
I'm surprised.
all.
Yeah.
At all. I didn't know, as much as I knew is that mask that's in the film. I would see that at stores. I just thought that was like generic Halloween mask number 6. Because I've seen it before. I didn't know it was tied to a film, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a mask that looks like it.
I don't think it's tied to
maybe
that
I'm
film.
getting confused.
It kind of.
Yeah, but
It's Cupid.
well, I don't know.
It's Cupid face.
It's my turn to talk. You had your pre-thoughts.
But I put my lines in between your lines.
Oh, damn.
I don't say
We're
them loud.
we're
You're
getting
talking.
down to the
I would
technicality.
appreciate it if you let me have my moment here.
Go for it.
You direct your kids in the musical. You do not direct me in this podcast.
Hey, Frank. I'm sorry, Frank. Not Frank. Back that up. Hey, Travis. Let it go. Let it go.
All right. So, anyways, yeah.
It's
so,
his turn now.
The past is in the past.
Hey, look at me.
I'm
the captain now.
knew he was doing that. I knew that.
So I'm sorry. I keep calling you
that's it.
Frank.
But,
I'm sorry,
but
Travis.
Dan, fun fact, because you're a football guy, this film actually had a Super Bowl commercial. And
Oh my
it was,
God.
Yes, it did.
And it's crazy too because the overall budget was like 10 million. So I was like, they probably spent.
Wait, for this movie or for
the budget was 10 million for the film. So I was like, Super Bowl commercials aren't cheap. I'm like, they probably spent almost as much on the film to get on the spot than they did in the film.
Wow.
Apparently, it's the lowest budget movie to ever get a Super Bowl ad.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
It had a Super Bowl ad.
That's a lot
But
to
you probably
take
thought
in.
it was a funny commercial. You're like, oh, Valentine, that movie's not real. So you dismissed it. You probably thought it was like a low key Budweiser commercial.
I'm sure I saw the trailer.
But you
and
just thought
didn't
it was
even know.
for Budweiser.
So
about
those
you,
are your
Sam?
pre-thoughts. What are yours, Sam? What were your pre-thoughts?
I've actually heard of this movie. It was funny because when you showed us the Shout Factory,
Blu-ray.
yeah, I was like, oh, I've never heard of this movie before. And then I saw the picture on the Voodoo VHS, and I was like, no, I definitely know about this movie, and now I'm not interested. And that's it.
That poster is very, very early 2000s.
Yeah, it was red.
So I remember seeing the marketing and that specific poster for this movie when I was a kid, and I don't remember. I think it was right in that sweet spot of where I was getting into horror movies, but I wasn't going out to theaters to see them.
Yeah.
So I didn't end up watching it, and then it kind of like, as soon as it came out, I just kind of forgot about it. But it's always been in the back of my mind. Every once in a while, I'll remember, oh, that's right, that movie came out in 2001, and I wanted to see it, and I never did. Maybe no. I just kept going on with my life, and
Here we are.
here we are.
Speaking of forgetting about things, you mean like the characters when like a friend would die and they just kind of like forget about it?
Wait, whoa. Characters, I think you mean personalities.
Yeah, when they would just die and they'd be like, oh yeah, our friend just died, but our friend went to LA, right? We're not gonna check in if the friend's okay. Oh, you haven't heard from the friend? That's because they're in LA. Completely forgetting that, they're kind
I
of.
feel like most of this plot was written the morning of the shooting.
It was
day.
written on a napkin. It was written on a napkin.
I don't feel like they wrote
Sam.
anything
Oh my
the
God,
night before even.
I
Sam,
can't.
the plot is 5 women.
Five weremen.
5 weremen.
All right, everyone. I'm gonna take off my headphones now, and I'm walking out of the cabin.
Wow.
I'm gonna go in another room. GoldenEye is now on the Switch, so
Folks, he's actually taking his headsets off. Like, you can't even
But
see
he's
that.
not leaving.
But he's not. He's actually
I'm
not
here.
leaving.
I'm not here right now.
Okay, so I can start.
Yeah,
Please
please,
do. I don't
Dan.
know where to
what
go.
were your thoughts?
I want to say something positive first.
Can you? Can
Yes,
you find
I can.
something?
I mean, it's sort of a backhanded positive, and
Love those.
before we get into the specific characters and the general,
Weremen.
the woman, the 5 women, I thought that some of the kills were actually pretty inventive and kind of
Really?
cool. My problem with them was, where the hell did he get all that equipment to do it with? I just got this high-powered drill that I'm going to use. I have this like archery set inside this
That's right.
museum, and I have this giant axe.
Speaking of the archery one, sorry, Frank. The one, I'll admit, I thought the kills were cool, but there was one that was just. People give Skyfall. They talk bad about Skyfall because, it's way too coincidence with the train and the subway. But this one, with the arrows, the arrow hits the girl. She goes falling
Twice,
through the painting, which happens to open up through a door, which she happens to then fall down a staircase and then land in a dumpster.
Nice.
It's a cool, but I'm like, that's a lot of putting pieces together,
I'm just gonna come out and say it right now. That was my favorite kill of the
It was,
movie.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I really liked the okay, so the direction in that scene, apart from all the coincidences, I thought was really neat. The way that they framed the shots and the close-ups of a Cupid face pulling the arrow back, the camera movements, the
nosebleed.
even the sound design.
We'll get back into
was
the
Cupid's
nosebleed.
arrow.
Even the sound design
Yeah.
with every arrow hit, like it felt nasty. But I will agree with you, Dan. I thought a lot of the kills were pretty, if not creative, at least inventive, especially in build-up, like that first kill, Katherine Heigl's character.
I thought I
the
liked it.
build-up of stabbing each body bag,
Okay.
that was
Okay.
fucking cool.
I was tricked because I did like that scene a lot and then I liked how they built the intensity with the close-ups of the tube. I liked it, but then it just went all downhill for me.
Yeah.
I thought the cadaver scene, the whole scene though,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
her
absolutely.
going in, starting to cut open, then going out because she hears the thing, then coming back and starting, or the guy's missing, or no, that's not what happened. She starts.
The cadaver got switched out with
Yeah.
the
guy-
killer.
She
killer
opened
guy.
the closet and then
I
that
thought
fell
was
out.
actually really a clever, cool
Yeah.
idea, and.
That was it?
My favorite though is not my favorite, but I really like the hot tub. I just
Same.
thought the hot tub
Same.
was way
Yeah.
way cool for me. And not only that, but who doesn't want to see Denise Richards get it
Aw.
after that sassy performance she gave, and without boobs, by the way.
No, my
Denise
favorite.
Richards should not be allowed to be in a movie without exposing herself. I'm sorry.
I will say she's been typecast as this sexy.
That's all she
yeah,
can do.
and that sucks. Oh,
She has her acting range goes from A to A.
No, Dan, I'm gonna.
She
say,
did a good job in this, though. I mean, it was,
At the same point, it's not
within
kinda-
her range.
as the
but
sassy,
but
sassy,
after a while,
sexy sassy.
after a while, it's like, okay, you can just tone it down. Like, you've
Yeah.
been so sassy,
I'm-
no one likes you.
I'm not. I have my reasons. I'm not gonna finish the sentence. But my
Oh,
favorite.
that's a first.
No, but my favorite line, I couldn't stop laughing. I had to rewind it. It was with Denise Richards, when she looks and she goes, "Watch your back," and then she throws in the B word right there.
Why don't
Oh.
you just say the P
I
word?
don't like to say it. That's
I'll
the
say
thing.
bitch.
bitch.
Yeah.
Which is a female dog, by the way.
Okay, can we just leave? Just leave me alone, please. But anyways, so
Can
point
you
is-
say the F word?
point is,
Fudge.
watch your fucking business.
There you go. He's back.
So,
back.
so I will say this along with the acting. I haven't seen acting this great since The Room.
I don't think I've ever seen The Room.
It's
we should watch.
It's our-
we should make
it
him
is-
watch it. Oh,
it
it
is.
is.
Yes, it
okay.
is.
Okay.
I don't know. Like
Just don't say much because
no,
we are
every-
watching.
no, don't talk about The Room.
I'm from now on. I'm gonna speak like every character in the film. Hey guys, so yeah, I'm walking around. Every male character in the film to me was the gum chewing guy in Chopping Mall.
Oh God.
Every single character,
Yes.
and then everyone they'll be like literally like everyone's so soft spoken in this film. They're all like, hey, anyway, so I'm going like this, and there'll be someone across the room. They'll be like, hey, so what are you doing? And they'll be like, oh yeah, so I
Are you
heard
talking
you. So
about the room or are you talking about this
I'm
movie?
talking about this movie.
Okay.
Everyone's talking
Yeah,
like,
that's great, yeah.
They have conversations from across the room in parties when they're all, hey guys, I'm gonna talk like this. And,
Can we give a special shout out to the what was her name? Lupita Maria.
Oh, the maid?
The maid.
The
And
housekeeper?
her sassy
Oh,
stare
yeah.
when she walked away.
I was sorry she died because I needed
Yeah.
more of her.
She was great.
How about the sexual tension between Denise Richards and the cop? Was that the
No,
weirdest scene?
no,
like,
no,
and
that
we
was
will
not-
not
there
call
was
it a
no
sexual
tension
tension.
there.
No,
There
that
were
was
not.
that scene was ridiculous.
that was gross.
It
When
was
she
just
was like,
stupid.
remove your hand from my thigh.
yeah.
Yeah.
When he was like, oh, just hang back, let's talk. I'm like, what? No. Denise Richards, run
Okay.
out.
It came a little out of left field, that's for
But
sure.
the thing is, too, the setup of the movie, they're so not nice. The one girl, ask me later. Of course, that's our final girl, survivor girl. What are we calling them now?
Final girl.
They've always been
Survivor
final
girl.
girls.
Final girl.
She
Sorry.
was a final girl question
She
mark
was
maybe.
the final girl, but I don't believe she was a virgin.
There's exceptions.
Well, yeah, there's exceptions, but
To the
this
rule,
one,
yeah.
But
she was virginal.
virginal for
Yeah.
sure. So anyway, I thought those women outside of her, they were all deserved to die.
Yeah,
All deserved what they got. They were freaking bitches, man. They
I-
desered to die.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Did I
There's
spell
no
that right, by the way? Is there an ES at the end? Or is it an apostrophe S?
It's yes.
Okay.
But and the thing is too, it's like they played off. They're like, oh well, we were young and we were mean. Like it's like
They were still being
yeah,
mean.
exactly.
They were
I'm
still
like,
being
that's not
that
an
way.
excuse.
No, but they did. They were exactly the same way
No,
as
they were the-
adults.
they were the
nasty.
same.
Hey, best line in the movie. I'm sorry, I have the best line, if I can find it. Oh my gosh, Dan.
While you look
Dan,
for that.
While he looks
here
for
it
that.
is, right here.
Oh, okay.
Best line in the movie. Get your hands off me, you mail order bride
Yeah,
from
oh,
hell.
That's what I was gonna say.
That leads me to the
That
next
is
thing.
the best.
That whole scene was so cringy. When she's like, "I'm your stepmom," it's like, no,
No, it's like this. I'm your stepmom.
okay, I'm your stepmom.
Right.
And
You're
then your
right.
dad.
I do like the fact that Dorothy was like, when you can rent a car without my help.
That was my favorite scene. Their whole like bickering.
Ugh, and then the dad comes down. He's like, "I would like for you to not disrespect my wife like that." And she's like, what? That's just that whole scene. Just,
I love that
hated
scene.
it.
It's so stupid.
I was like, oh, this is where it's going, and I don't want to watch this anymore.
Well, speaking of not watching anymore, I had to actually do this film in 2 sittings.
Same,
Really?
Same scene.
The first time I tried watching it at night, and right after Katherine Heigl died, I fell asleep. And then I had to do it in a second sitting. But no, I'm sorry. My favorite scene too. I don't know. Why, I really liked it. It's cheesy, but it's the perfect amount of cheese. Was the speed dating scene?
Oh, yeah.
They didn't even say speed dating. They
Well,
said
there was
turbo
more-
dating.
There was more
Yeah.
than one, wasn't there?
Well,
It was
there
the first one. It was when you were introduced to Denise Richards and the other one.
And what's her name? I don't know her name.
There was the opening
I
of
don't
Katherine
remember.
Heigl. Well, that was her date scene. Then she
Yeah,
goes.
but then there was this-
there was like a montage. Is that what you're talking about? Where
Yeah,
they
the
show all the
montage.
different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was all right.
I will say none of the men are attractive.
Oh, they were all goofy. They all look plastic.
Yeah.
They all look the same.
It's that early 2000s male man
Yes.
look.
And-
Yeah. Jonas,
Metro?
yeah.
Was they all on Metro?
Yeah,
Maybe.
kind of,
Well,
yeah.
that's the thing is I thought, I mean, early on in this film, I think I was just giving it a little too much credit. When I started seeing the cast, Katherine Heigl dying, and the cast in the intro, I thought it was like trying to, I don't know, I was looking too deep into it. I thought it was trying to make a point, like, oh yeah, in all these films, I thought it was like a spoof, like, oh, you have all these like wooden acting, like models, Beverly Hills 90210 looking characters. I thought it was trying to make a comment on that, a spoof, like kind of. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be like the like Starship Troopers of like horror films, where it's all part of it. And I don't know. Then at the end, I was like, probably not.
No, I think
But
they
do you get what I mean, Frank? Like, where
Yeah.
I thought it was all because I thought it was all like a spoof of like 90s kind of like horror movies and like TV, like media going on then.
yeah. Well, yeah,
And I think
I would say so.
And it probably is. It probably is a little bit. I'm sure.
Well, I think what they wanted to do was make a callback movie to like 70s slashers.
Well, yeah, Prom Night was totally.
Yeah, of course. And they did, one of the ways they did succeed in that is making all the most of the characters unlikable so that you root for the villain, which I found myself doing. I was like, yeah, these people are terrible.
Yeah,
Even then, I didn't care for the killer.
Oh no. Well, okay, so when it comes to the killer, I thought it I think in a better slasher, the killer would have been, we would be talking more about Cupid or the Cherub. I think is the two names that he's referred to.
Cupid face.
Yeah, Cupid face. The fact that he's in this movie is what makes him a little more forgettable. But I think that the creative kills and the whole silent killer thing, the nosebleed. I think all that.
Oh, we'll get into that in just a
all
second.
that has the makings of an iconic like slasher villain.
Yeah.
It's just he's in this movie, which I will say I willingly watched twice.
Frank, what? You saw this twice?
Yes, twice.
Like in a row, or like?
No, not in a row, but like.
Rewind that VHS tape.
I saw it again yesterday, or the day before
Like you
yesterday.
sat through it.
Yes.
Twice.
I will like to
I did.
chime in on that. I did not watch it twice, but I did do my fair share of just laughing and chuckling and making notes, and I never felt like I needed to walk away from this movie or stop it and go, "Oh God, what am I doing here?"
Oh,
that was
me.
I was very entertained by how really stupid it was.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, and now having seen a bunch of these movies, although. I mean, this is truly a slasher movie, for better or worse. This, by definition, is a slasher. So, I thought that, again, the most of the kills were kind of interesting for me and inventive. It wasn't scary at all. And I think that's more of a tribute to not just the writing itself, but almost probably to the director. We talk about, like Wes Craven, it's like one of the masters. This guy is not a master of covering, action slasher scenes. As inventive as they were, and I agree with you, I thought the museum scene was actually cool the way it was shot, but go ahead.
And no, the museum scene too. I mean, Sam and I were friends. Right before the arrow kill, you had the Deftones playing. You had the Deftones song.
I actually like the songs in the movie. I thought the songs were actually pretty good.
It's very 2000 because, like, when would you ever go to a house party and they're playing rock?
Yeah.
Like, nowadays, that just won't happen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the only part they got right.
Yeah,
but-
this movie was definitely a little dated in its
little.
decisions. A lot dated. But I do have to say, so I already said that I like the killer's look.
Yeah.
Especially that outfit with the mask, I think is a really cool look. But the idea of sending Valentine's cards to each of the victims was cool, and I really liked the roses are red, violets are blue one, where it's like they'll need dental records to identify you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. If someone sent me that, I'm like, oh, that's cute. I would find that adorable.
Can we? I've sort of been saving this, but I feel like I mean, this is the thing I can't wait to talk about.
The nosebleed?
I want to talk about the nosebleed because it was used, obviously, as a sort of recurring idea that every time he killed...
A calling card.
This calling card, the little nose... I'm doing it right now with my fingers so you can't see. You have this nosebleed coming out of the mask. So I have to jump to the ending, which makes no sense at all. I mean, okay, so you explain the ending to me, because obviously he's Cupid face.
It was
so
like,
then what was she? And I mean, I could have used a little scream exclamation at the end where were they in it together? No.
I think,
and don't you dare try to justify that ending. Don't
you just asked for an
dare.
explanation.
No, I mean, what it's trying to do, I think it still makes no sense, because I think it was like kind of like a reverse of the beginning. I think maybe at some point they were working together, and then he just
But
kind
the
of
fact that they never.
But
But that's
yeah,
not
they never
explained, so
That's
you
what I'm saying,
can't
it makes
you
no
can't
sense.
say that.
It's me trying to piece it because it was like, oh, it's like when they were, yeah.
I think it's much like Scream, where they had 2 different endings, but then they didn't know which one to pick, so they intertwined them together. Because Dorothy had a good, freaking what's
Reason?
it called? Yeah,
Motive?
she had a motive. She had a really good motive. Like, I understand she was suddenly that fat girl and all that stuff, but at the same time, and then David was like, oh, I'm JM. It's like, but pick one.
But and that's the part that just makes no sense, and it's why I have to somehow piece they're somehow working together. Because why else would she be?
But if
But you
we
can't do
piece
that.
it together.
I'm saying
That's bad, awful
that's what I'm
writing.
saying. No, I'm saying it's bad. I'm saying like, and it's me. I'm saying I agree. Like it doesn't make sense because I'm like, but let's.
You're trying to justify it when you can't justify something that's not
It's
written
not
correctly.
And I think they were trying to go for this, like, he's holding her, then
Is
his
someone
nose...
here?
Wait, the plane's coming in.
That's actually
They're-
kind of scary.
Are
Why
they
is it so
coming for
loud?
us?
No.
That was really loud.
Is that an Uber plane? Or just a plain Uber?
Pooper.
So I think they show this nosebleed the very... Again, I'm illustrating. The nosebleed at the very end, and you're supposed to go... Oh no!
And
he's the killer.
It
Oh
would've-
no! I'm so wait a minute. If he's the killer, who's Cupid face
Hold on.
over there?
Wait,
They just blew away.
As well, it's dripping on her face, and she's just.
Oh, I
still-
thought that was hilarious.
She's just like, she flinches every time it drops on her face, but then she just keeps sleeping. It's like, I feel like the ending was strong if they made everything else made sense.
So here's what happened.
Tell us, Dr. Frank, how did
Why
this
did you
all
wait
work?
so long?
Because you guys were
We
having
were-
so much fun.
No, we weren't.
Okay, so
Travis wasn't.
you know how in the beginning they do that they do that
Travis is falling asleep,
that
by the way,
little-
ladies and gentlemen.
He's
that
tired.
little Carrie-esque montage where they go through
Yeah.
each
Yeah.
each woman's
Woman, each woman.
reasoning
Fine,
for
I'm
not
leaving
wanting to. So each girl says something that relates to the way they die. Obviously, I'd rather be boiled alive. That's Denise Richards.
Oh wow, I did not even catch that.
Kate is the one that says.
Well, you didn't
maybe
watch it
later.
twice.
That's right.
Well, I caught it the first time. I figured as soon as they started doing these like very personal like responses, I'm like, oh, that's gonna connect to their death somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So the one that got thrown into the trash can, their names don't mean
No.
anything. Said ew, so obviously she got thrown in the trash.
I don't even
What was-
remember the trash.
I don't remember what Katherine Heigl said.
I'm only
see,
gonna be in the
I-
beginning.
Stab
Yeah.
me in a bag at UCLA.
Yeah, something like that. That sounds about right. But
What did Dorothy
Abracadabra.
say? Dorothy said later.
Dorothy is the one that accepted it and then
Oh.
pinned everything on him and kind of set him up.
Oh.
So so what happened is that at the end, Adam knocked her out, put her in his costume, and threw her at Kate, and then killed her to set her up for all the murders that he did.
You know,
So-
nobody saw that happen.
That's what
that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's good writing. I'm
Is that
saying
the
I'm saying that
greatest
it's
twist?
set up.
Is-
As a
Did
twist.
you read that?
No, I didn't actually.
You're
See,
making this up?
Dan.
No, that's what I gathered, and then I looked it up later, and I was like, oh, that's what people think. No, there's no
Definitive.
definitive thing as far as I can see. But it's the only thing that makes sense, even if it has to happen off screen, which it
Don't
kind
say
of
that.
did.
That's what you're trying
That's
to
what I'm
say.
saying.
Do
Yeah.
not say that's not what you're trying to say. That's not
To
what
a
you're trying to say.
certain extent, I've said, but I didn't figure that out with like him knocking her out. But I was like, that's the thing. I was like, he's framing her.
You did
or
not say
betraying.
frame. Oh my
We
god.
need to go back
Travis.
and look at that moment because I think she was very much on her feet and
That's what
very
I was
much
thinking,
fighting.
too.
Yeah, that's
her.
what I'm saying.
She was not knocked out.
She charged. She was walking.
Yeah, she was on
Yeah.
her feet
Because
walking.
it was
so
around the
I
same
don't-
time.
I mean, I'm not saying that's
Well-
not a cool idea,
Well,
but
because-
I
Yeah.
think
You know
she
what?
was.
Let's pull it up right now.
No, it didn't make sense because
You
look.
want to pull it up right now?
Yeah, right
No,
now.
it did-
Sam is
I'm
I want
ready.
to see that last because
didn't-
I know she was on her
You
feet
know what?
fighting.
Put the whole movie on, actually.
It didn't.
All right. Well,
It
Go
didn't
ahead,
make
Travis.
sense because remember she came charging at her, came forward, and then the shots went forward and shot her in the chest. So there was no way if you push, they were going the opposite directions. You know what I mean?
What do you
So
mean?
are you going with Frank's theory or going against Frank's theory?
I'm not going.
No, so what happens is Kate opens a door, and then Dorothy pops out, and they tumble down the stairs.
Oh, we have the scene.
When Dorothy gets up, that's when she gets shot.
I got shot.
Are you watching it right now?
Yeah, we have it up.
She just found the girlfriend that Campbell took the money from.
Oh, Ruthie.
That was actually my
That was-
favorite death.
that was a cool
I
death.
like that whole sauna scene. That
Yeah.
was cool.
And I don't know, like when they have the gun, it's like, oh yeah, don't worry, the gun's safe. It's like, so I just gotta break some glass.
I know.
Oh, by
Please
the way,
hold, guys.
Dorothy's played by Jessica Capshaw, who's
Kate
Steven-
Capshaw's daughter.
Yeah, Steven Spielberg's stepdaughter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wasn't she in Grey's Anatomy?
Yes, she was. Katherine Heigl's had quite a career.
Yeah, she was
But I
misunderstood,
mean,
though.
she's had a good, solid. I'm not talking about
She had a rom-com moment, for
whether
sure.
it was
Knocked up.
Yeah.
artistically successful, but I mean, she's had a good, solid acting career.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think you don't look at her the same way you look at Denise Richards. Denise Richards, you look at and go, oh, you're just a sort of sassy, sexy little kitten.
Yeah, she's so nice, though. I've delivered to her a couple
Denise
times.
Richards?
Yeah, she's
And
super
she
nice.
was married
super
to
nice.
Charlie Sheen.
That's
Yeah.
her downfall.
That's weird.
That's
that in
her
itself
downfall.
is weird, I think.
Yeah,
She's super cute. I mean, come on.
she's great. She's aged really well, too.
Yeah, well, help with doctors, but
Well,
you know.
I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I mean, she's aged as a rich person has
Person?
aged. Person.
All right, she's going up the stairs right now.
I always forget she was in Starship Troopers too.
yes.
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's great.
Are we gonna do that movie?
I don't want to do that movie.
Okay, you don't like it?
I've
Wait,
watched it
too
so
many-
many
People get
times.
slashed.
Too many
People
bugs
get
exploding?
People get slashed.
I will say that movie, it gets a bit repetitive on how many
Starship?
times you can blow up a bug.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
also with Scream 3,
It's a
but you know.
it's a very different film from when I saw as a kid.
Yeah,
and
she's
then,
walking to a room.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I was just like, oh, it's a cool movie about people shooting
No,
bugs.
she's up. Well,
See,
oh,
she
Travis,
goes-
hold on. You look
She
at
goes
it.
Go
forward.
back
Hold
again.
on.
And,
Well, you don't really
by the
see
way,
'cause it's
thanks for
kinda-
sharing with the rest of us.
That's
We need a
That's okay.
play-by-play.
Well, I'll
We need
rewind it.
Dan. You need the John
Watch
Madden
the
it.
fucking thing.
Okay.
She kind of, yeah. I don't fucking know. Here, you watch it.
This is something that you would want to have explained.
You're gonna
though,
mess up the
in a
tracking
movie.
on the VHS if you keep rewinding it.
Travis, this is serious.
I am serious. Don't call me Shirley.
So it seems like she stumbled or they walked and then
Actually,
they
you know,
stumbled.
you're right, Frank. It does look like she was shoved into him, and then she's laying there. They're both laying there.
But the
Hold
thing
on.
is, David got hit at the bottom, so he probably went, yeah.
Yeah, he probably then came down.
Yeah.
Because then he comes back. He shoots her from up the stairs.
Right.
I guess I didn't pay this much attention.
Okay. I
Well,
really
no,
didn't pay
hang
attention
on,
either.
Hang on. This does not
Justified.
let it off the hook.
Yeah, it doesn't.
No.
It
Because
doesn't.
it's not explained.
No.
Like a thoroughly explained thing would have to be for something like that
Yeah.
to work. Like maybe in a, ghost face kind of movie.
There's a leap in
A major.
Logic.
logic.
A suspension
Common
of
sense.
I wouldn't say
disbelief.
logic, but
Common
there's
sense.
a leap in suspension of
So
disbelief. for
what
sure.
would have made it better for if you were going to go with this ending, with this, what would have made it better
Him
is that
explaining it.
just not right is that his nose bleeds, and then she realizes, oh my God, you're the killer, and then he explains
True.
it, as all bad guys have to explain things before
Yeah.
they kill you,
Can-
and then you would have him killed, and now we're out of the movie.
But
Can-
see, that would take away one of the things that I really like about this movie is that they let the villain win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
And
that.
they
rarely
let the
get
villain
that,
win
yeah.
because he kind of was okay for him to win because these girls were freaking badass bitches.
Say it, Travis.
No, he doesn't want to because
no.
for some reason it.
No, but
I get it. But yeah, you know what I mean? They all kind of deserved it except for Blondie.
As cheesy as
Which
it,
Blondie?
See, for me, I think
Final Girl? No.
Survivor
Girl? Final Girl?
I'm just saying it to piss you off.
as
It's the one that didn't die at the end.
as cheesy as it was, like the blood dripping thing, I actually kind of liked it because for me, I was like, I thought that this film was maybe like a made-for-TV after-school special because their whole when they're giving the motive of why I guess the person who wasn't the killer,
Yeah.
why she was the killer, I thought it was like play the Full House music, like let's go, we're learning a lesson
It's a dare
here.
video.
Because it's like you don't understand in society or in our
Yeah.
world. I was like, are they really doing this? And then it redeemed itself to me. I thought it was cool. Like I liked like Frank said, I liked the way it ended. It's like, yeah, we could have had. Maybe it would have made more sense if we had an explanation at the end. But I liked the final shots being the blood dripping on her, and then like her
I'm just so-
to fade to black.
Wait, but you didn't go. Wait a minute.
Oh, of course I did.
Well, then it's not. Then that's
I'm saying
that's
I
an
liked
opposite.
it. I'm saying
no, you can't like it, but go what?
there's a lot
But
of.
Dan, it's on track with him having problems, but then giving it a 4. So
I never said that.
you rewind to all the other episodes.
So chopping mall.
That was a 5, right? Chopping mall.
I
Do you
don't
remember what you
remember.
scored it?
I don't know.
Steel case poster above my
Steelbook.
bed. Who cares?
Oh, so you know who almost directed this movie? There's two.
Michael Bay.
Rob Zombie.
Richard Kelly, the director of Donnie Darko.
No way.
Yeah, he did. He was
I
off.
would have liked that a lot
I'm gonna
more.
I'm gonna tell you this though. I wouldn't be surprised because
Wormholes.
I think every film.
Would have explained the ending.
I think every Richard Kelly film after Donnie Darko, after his first film, wasn't good.
What did he do?
He did The Box, Southland Tales. He's done a few, and then he ruined Donnie Darko. I think with the director's cut, completely destroys the film.
What? I'm not getting to that with you, but yeah. Who was
I
the other
think
person?
it's an interesting
Take.
take. Yeah. So it wasn't another person that would have directed this, but the director of this movie, Jamie Blanks, he directed Urban Legend.
Yes.
Which we will be covering.
He did a lot better with them.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, and that's what was almost
But
good.
he almost directed Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer, but he lost out both of those jobs to Wes Craven and another
But-
director.
Oh, wow.
He wrote this too, didn't he? Did he write and direct this movie?
I don't think he did he? I don't, at this, let me
I thought I
check.
read that he was.
Who?
Jamie Blanks?
Did he not write
Well,
this?
he
No, he
fired he fired a blank with this one.
No, he didn't direct this one. I mean, he didn't write this one.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dan, would you say he fired a blank with this one?
I would say that. Yes.
But also, and Travis, I think you'll appreciate this, the composer for this movie was Don Davis, who did
No, it's Dan Davis.
No. It was my brother Don.
who did the
Who we
music
call
for the
Donnie.
Matrix trilogy.
Oh, right, that's right.
He
yeah.
did The Matrix.
Yeah, you
Well,
can kind of hear a little bit of it
you
here. but-
gotta start somewhere.
I like
Yeah,
the
you're
I
right,
like the
you're right.
choices of the songs though.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I really did. I mean, you're right. It was very retro. Really put you back in that
Grunge,
that
Deftone.
run exactly. But I liked it.
And then, so you liked it, but yet you said you
I liked the
don't.
music. I liked the songs. And I thought the kills were inventive for the
Yeah.
most part.
I thought,
that
like-
was the
They
things
were a
I-
little
I-
toned
I
down, though,
did-
right?
Okay.
Yes,
I was
they
gonna
were toned
say
down.
half of the movie, the kills were like whatever, and it only got interesting to me the last quarter, like after the hot tub scene, and then the sauna. Oh, the plane's back. Like those were my top 2. I feel like everything before that, I didn't really care for.
Do you want to know why?
I would love to know
It's
why.
a magic word. We've heard it before.
PG-13?
They'll hear it in a future episode. Columbine.
Oh.
Yeah, they were specifically asked to trim down a lot of these kills because of that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then
Interesting.
I will
Yeah.
cross that out of my notes.
If question here, if any of you were ever in the shower and it suddenly turned off and you had shampoo in your hair, would you stick your head in the toilet?
No, I will not.
I wouldn't, but I appreciated her sort of angst before
Yeah.
she did it when she kind of went, ugh.
And then you had like the
she
gargling.
and then she
She
just
did it.
then she just did it. So I kind of went, okay, at least they had that moment.
Yeah.
But boy, they could have called this movie Red Herring,
Well, why-
honestly,
well-
because there were so many red herrings, and I do know what it means now. There were so many red herrings in this movie. Would you agree? I felt like
There
it
was a
did
few too many.
lot of just sort of.
About halfway through the movie, I kind of figured Adam would be the killer, just because he was the only nice person
Yeah.
on screen. I was like, they're trying too hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then when they did the fake out and it wasn't him, it was Dorothy, I was like, shit. And then they did the nose bleeding, and I was like, I knew it.
Yeah, because I thought the guy, the one who was like the con artist. Who,
Yeah.
Wait, which-
where they kind of set up
Campbell.
Yeah, the one that
Campbell.
Camelot. Yeah.
Campbell.
Oh, the guy that got axed down in the basement.
Camelot.
Yeah, I thought that.
It's that white male.
Yeah, I thought that was just a little too much of like. I'm like, nah, that's not gonna happen. He's not
Yeah.
gonna be the killer.
Oh, I did like when Campbell had to go relight the pilot, and then you see Cupid face in the back.
Oh
I
yeah,
thought
that
that was
shot.
a
That was
cool-
a nice. That was
silhouette.
a nice flickering
Yeah,
shot.
yeah,
I like
agree
that a
with
lot.
that. Where
The only
did Ghostface, not Ghostface, where did
Cupid
Cupid
face.
Face get that giant axe?
It was right there. It was actually in the shot.
Really?
Yes.
Why is there
Well,
a
let me
giant
re-
axe in the basement of
I'm
this
gonna
I
house?
have
that
no
back.
idea. And you know what? It's the same thing for the drill in
Yeah.
the sauna.
Yeah.
That was
Which is-
crazy.
why would you have a drill near the sauna?
Because they were fixing the sauna clearly at some point,
clearly-
and they need a
clearly.
drill to fix the sauna for some
You
reason.
gotta
It's
drill
not
to
a drill.
bore holes into the plastic top that no sauna has.
That was such a cool scene, though.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
really was a cool death. I still love the arrow for the, you know,
I laughed at
it
that.
feels
'cause
a
it was
little
so
more like
random.
70s slasher gritty.
Yeah, and-
that death and the sauna, but it's still pretty cool.
And I appreciate the sauna death because, like, one of my things is, like, sometimes when you're watching horror movies and they're, like, stabbing in the closet or stabbing the wall to try to kill, and they just keep going, and then the person always gets away. I like how, like, the Cupid face was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw the drill. Just get it done
The hell
now.
with this thing, man. I'm just gonna
Oh, wait, no,
electrocute you.
sorry.
Yeah, it was like the Austin Powers. Why don't you just shoot him?
The sauna was not my favorite kill. It was the shower when she got her.
Oh,
neck.
Ruthie? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking about the sauna.
No,
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 the
no.
shower.
The shower. The
I think I
the
was
scorned
misspeaking.
girlfriend.
Wait,
the
wait.
jacuzzi death.
The thing with the
Jacuzzi.
jagged glass
No.
that goes through her neck.
Yes.
That's the sauna.
That's the sauna.
Okay,
yeah,
'cause we
I
were
was
all
saying
saying-
sauna in
okay.
in
Okay.
The jacuzzi was Denise Richards.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sauna was the ex-girlfriend. I thought the potential for the hot iron death was so cool, and they totally bailed
Yeah.
on
They
it.
just get slapped.
They
with
just
it, like,
Bailed
smacked.
on that, and that was such.
was the
that could've
neighbor,
been,
no?
It could have just
Yeah, it was
held-
the neighbor.
held
Yeah.
down
Who
and
was
just-
still
just
in the
made
underwear.
That just really gross.
Yeah.
Listen to me. I wouldn't even watch these movies like 6 months ago, and now I want more.
But that neighbor went into her
Well,
her
yeah, because you
apartment,
can
right?
tell too. Because in the photos on the dresser are of the girl and Denise
I'm
Richards
not
and
gonna
the
lie
friends.
to you. I wasn't paying attention.
Well, I
so
mean, it could either be taken either because
I think you were texting me at that moment.
Yeah.
It
Damn,
took,
what the hell's happened to our lives?
Karen, why are we watching this right now?
took me a second to figure it out because at first I thought it was trying to. Because remember how like she was saying, oh yeah, like there's this neighbor guy, he's creepy. Every time I'm in the laundry room, he's there. Every time, so I thought at first like, oh, like I thought it was his house, and I thought it was to show like how much of a stalker like he has
Yeah.
photos. But then I'm like, no, why would the killer like break into
Yeah.
his apartment? So I
Right.
was like, oh wait, no, that's her apartment.
Thank you
And
for
he breaks in and tries on the clothes.
thank you for mansplaining that for
He
me. I
sniffs her
appreciate it.
pants.
I gotta
Nice.
explain something because there's not much to explain in this film.
Well, final thoughts. I mean,
I'll
I
do
think,
it. I'll
I think
go.
I think we've taken the shovel out on this, on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my final thought is very simple. I didn't like it, and
That's
my
cool.
rating is 1.95 fruit punch bowls out of 5.
Wait.
Good choice.
Thank you.
Fruit punch bowl. I thought you were talking about the jacuzzi Denise Richards was in.
Fruit punch. That too.
Nice.
I I saw this voluntarily a second time, so that should tell you where.
It's your trash is in there, right?
Yeah,
That
I
is
mean,
your trash.
It's
Maybe
forgettable trash.
But
Yeah.
it's trash.
Yeah.
It's Frank trash for
But
sure.
Yeah,
also,
I had a-
we need to tell everybody Frank picked this movie if we haven't.
I did.
It was not me.
But you picked it without ever seeing it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
That's
hadn't
always in the
seen
back
it.
of your mind. So,
you're,
there's something, yeah.
you're clean.
And now
You're
I'm
clean on
looking
this.
for a Blu-ray of it because I want it in my collection.
Travis actually
Travis
told us that.
He ordered the posters. It's coming in next week.
That was actually not my Blu-ray. It was someone at work. I mentioned the film, and they were like, "Oh, I love it. You want to borrow the Blu-ray?"
Oh, he should not listen to this episode then. He can skip this episode.
He knows that. He knows it's not good.
Yeah, I think the general consensus is this is not a good movie, but it's fun. And I have to agree, it's a fun dumb time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it 3.5 pretentious art installations out of 5.
Oh
I will rewatch this.
Hold on.
3.5.
Yes.
For the audiences,
I thought I was
when
being-
you said 3.5, Dan and I automatically looked at each other, and we were like, "This cannot happen."
I almost choked on my mic.
Haven't we all been there?
Oh my god.
But I will say this would have been a way worse movie if Jared Leto had actually played Adam like they wanted him to.
Oh,
What?
really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, Jared Leto. What are you talking about?
Yeah, they wanted him to play the killer.
I would have given that a 4 if he was in there.
But it
Now
wouldn't
I'm
have
gonna swallow my
psychotic enough.
It wouldn't have been any
It's
better.
But he's psychotic
It's
enough.
Cupid time.
Cupid face.
But I love your item.
Thank you.
What was it again? Your art installation?
Pretentious art installations. The
Pretentious.
scariest thing in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know the guy's art sucks.
All right, Dan, what's yours?
I thought I will agree with Frank on one point. It was trash, but I did have a good time. I realized very early this is a bad movie, and this is not going to probably make any sense on many levels, which it didn't. I was curiously entertained and surprised by how really wicked and bitchy these women were. So I was okay with pretty much all their deaths. I was kind of rooting for the bad guy on this one. It's not a good movie. If you want to watch something that's just trashy and stupid, you throw it on. But it's not a good movie. But because I was entertained, I'm going to give it 2.25 bloody hot tubs.
the fruit
out
bowl,
of 5.
the fruit punch bowl.
The big
Oh,
fruit
same
punch.
score.
The
Yeah.
big giant bubbling
The
fruit
XL,
punch
yeah.
bowl. So that's going
That's
to
a
be
good
mine.
rating.
Twist, this was actually Travis talking the whole time. It was not Dan. I just threw Dan out, and it was actually
Where the hell were you going?
He's doing a bit again.
him doing
Oh,
my
sorry.
twist because see my nose is my nose is bleeding, and it was me, not Dan. No,
I don't.
just let me do my thing. Okay, so
Sam
this
is
one,
deceased.
I don't know what to
walked
say.
out.
I
don't know what to say to you.
I had a very hard time thinking about how I thought about this film.
That's the first.
Because, I love trashy stuff, but this one, I don't know, it was just, no pun intended, it was a mixed bag for me. Because I was like, there are definitely elements that are good. Like, I think the kills are good, and that's about it.
And
So
that's it.
there are elements that are good.
No, there's like certain parts, and I think it definitely has the potential to be a lot more fun. I mean, there's definitely worse films out there. I was
Shopping mall.
never
Shopping mall.
I was never bored. I was never like, when is this gonna end? When is it gonna be over? I wasn't looking. I mean, I fell
was.
asleep the first time.
But you were tired.
But
yeah.
I was tired, and that's the thing. It's not. It's. I'm probably.
You're justifying it again.
I'm not justifying. I'm just saying it's a mix. This one's hard for me.
How?
What
so
is
what's the
hard
rate?
about it?
Yeah.
Did,
No,
you,
I'm just-
did you have fun watching it?
That's what I'm saying is, but
Did you have fun watching it?
certain parts.
But
Okay,
you had fun watching
so
it.
it's a mixed bag for you. So you're going to give it a 2
4.
point
He's
something,
gonna give
I
it a
hope.
4.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
3.8.
No, I'm not.
What is it? 3?
No.
5.
What? We're all on. We're
He's
just all.
protesting too much.
Now I'm trying to.
We're all on the
Doth
edge of our
protest
logs
too
that we're
much.
sitting on in the
No,
the
guys,
cabins.
5, 4, 3, 2,
No.
1, go.
Okay, you put me on the spot.
What?
No, I know. No, it's. Yeah, I'm talking in circles.
Travis!
I'm trying.
What
I'm
is
going.
your freaking score?
I'm going. I'm setting it up.
No, you don't need to. What's the score?
Okay, my score is 2.5.
You just lowered that by a point. By
I
a,
did not. It was 2.5. That's my necklaces.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. This has been a wonderful episode.
It's been chaotic. I'm tired.
It's chaotic, but it was fun. I had a great time. Hey, like us, follow us, write us a good review, share it with your friends. We're Strangers in the Alps, a slasher podcast. I'm Dan.
I'm TR.
I'm a wereman.
I'm also aware, man.
I'm an unaware man.
All right, bye. And we're out.
Welcome to another episode of Strangers in the Alps, a slosher. A slosher?
A slosh
Three.
pod.
Stop trying to steal my thing.